Hi, and I'm Kurt with the Traveling Larsons, and today I am going to install a MaxxAir fan vent cover. A couple reasons why I would install one of these. Last weekend we went boondocking for the very first time, and while we were boondocking, we found out that because the trailer was closed up all day, we had an issue with it being too hot inside because of the time of year. So we'd like to be able to leave the vents open in the front of the trailer as well as one in the back of the trailer so we can get some circulation in there while we're driving down the road. Now, these MaxxAir vent covers allow you to do that. You go ahead and you face the vent on this towards the back of your trailer, and it actually helps circulate that air while you're driving down the road. The great thing about it as well is you can also leave the vents open while it's raining, and you're not going to get rain inside your rig. So I'm going to go over a couple of the instructions really quick. They do provide instructions. They provide all the mounting hardware for it. And what I want to go over on the instructions is they tell you to use a power drill. I have my Milwaukee drill here with a 3/16 bit. They also tell you to use a 3/16 bit. They tell you to use a Phillips head screwdriver. I have one of those right here. And they tell you to use an adjustable wrench and a pencil. So instead of an adjustable wrench, I have some nut drivers. There's two different size nuts right here. And so for the small nut, I have an 11/32 nut driver. And for the large nut, I have a 7/16 nut driver. And then instead of a pencil, I have a Sharpie. So what it tells you to do is it tells you to center the vent cover on there first, mark out the slots in the vent cover onto your roof, and then line up these L brackets, line this up with the slot on the roof. I really don't want to put some pencil marks on my roof, just not really something I want to do. So I already did one. I'm going to show you how I did that one right here, and just follow along with me. So the first thing I'm going to do is center the vent cover over it. I'm going to do that by sliding it side to side and seeing how much room I have. Then I'm going to slide it front to back and see how much room I have. And then more or less just try to center it between each side by just memorizing where it is when you slide it side to side. So right there is about halfway, front to back, right there is about halfway. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the L bracket, I'm going to slip it up underneath, and I'm going to line it up with the slots. So the slots in the vent cover itself and the slots in the L bracket. I'm going to line those up. Taking special care so I don't move the vent cover around too much, so I don't lose my center marks more or less. I'm going to double check them all really quick. Carefully pull the vent cover off. Now I'm double checking that all of the brackets are actually lining up with the metal frame on the sides. Each side over here, the metal frame of the vent. They all line up and they're in a really good position. So it really helps if you have a helper downstairs in your rig. So I'm going to ask my wife to open the vent all the way so I can gain access to those spots to actually secure them after I drill. Hey honey, the way for us. While she's doing that, I'm going to mark out on the sides of the vent cover where the L bracket will be attached. Hi, babe. Set all those aside right now. Now, a couple safety notes. Just like if you were on the roof of your brick and mortar house, you want to take special care, make sure that you're not stepping anywhere that you could possibly damage the roof or fall through the roof. You also want to take special care to, recognize your surroundings, make sure that you're not going to accidentally back up off of the roof. And then you also want to take special care while placing tools onto the roof, like this drill right here. I should actually have this laying down on its side, because if it's standing up and it accidentally falls, it could actually puncture into the roof. So take special care with your tools. Make sure to set them down gently so you don't put any holes into your roof. Alright, now I'm going to drill those 4 holes to mount the brackets to the side of the vent fan frame. Bits that I'm using here are actually for drilling hard steel, aluminum, stainless steel, etc. And I use these quite often at work. So you want to make sure that you use a drill bit that's not going to break off in there, and something that's going to handle drilling into this metal frame. Drilling is done, just those 4 holes, and that's all. So we're going to take one bracket at a time. You need a Phillips screw head. These are flat on the bottom, they do not have a point. They're going to take one of the small nuts, a large round flat washer, and then a really small tiny lock washer. So you need those 4 pieces for each L bracket to mount it to the side of your vent frame. So I'm going to go ahead and do that for all 4 of them right now. They do suggest that you actually put one of these small carriage bolts into the L bracket frame before you do this, but I also found that if you don't tighten these down all the way, you can do that afterwards as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get all 4 of these on. I'm going to make them finger tight. I'm going to put my 4 carriage bolts in, and then I'll tighten them up with a screwdriver, the Phillips screwdriver, and the nut driver as well. Again, while you're on your roof, you want to make sure that you take special care in knowing where your surroundings are. See, I can tell right now that my left foot is probably less than a foot from the edge of the trailer. So just want to take special care in knowing where your surroundings are anytime that you're on any roof. Okay, so changing the angle on the camera here. So I want to get a little close up here. So here is those nuts and that washer right there. to see that a little bit better. Okay, so that is the nut and the washer on the inside. See, I've put that carriage bolt in. There's one right over here as well. There's one right here. There's that carriage bolt. And then there's this one. And this one was being a little bugger. You can see that this vent frame right there has that gap in there. And that nut kept falling down in there. So I'm gonna go down and pull the frame out twice on the inside so I could grab that nut out. And I'm gonna finish it up now. Okay, so you want to just go ahead and make sure that all these brackets are tightened up. I'll put the nut driver on the inside and the screwdriver on the outside. Alright, now I'm going to have my wife close the vent for me. Hey honey, can you close the vent please? While she's closing the vent, I'm going to get the carriage bolts in place. Thanks babe.
No problem.
It's nice to have a handy helper. And carefully place this over the carriage bolts. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and slip each of these star washers over those. I guess it doesn't help when I bump it. And you might need to hold that carriage bolt with a finger on the bottom side while you screw the nut on. And since I had to hold this one, I'm going to try to get it not really tight, but just a little snug. I want it just a little snug, but not completely tight, so we can get the ones placed here on the other side as well. I know you can't see it, but I'm just doing the same thing here on the other side. Again, I'm just gonna get it a little snug at the moment. Back one here is not fully cooperating with me. Alright, so I'm going to start with this back one and start just tightening them up. It's getting almost dark now. Just about dusk. Okay, and that completes my MaxxAir fan install. Again, you can see the nuts and the bolts there on the side. Right there. And then we have the same thing here on the other side as well. And then I've already installed that one down there that you can see. Thanks for joining me today to install the MaxxAir vent fan cover. You guys have a great night.
Hi, my name is Connor, and you should check out the trampolineLessons.com. Bye!